Today I have for you a Missing You card, and it's using some really cute stamps, some markers, some washi tape, which is something I haven't used in the past, and some really pretty papers. So please stay tuned to see how to make this card. Today I'll be working with the Noted double-sided paper pack, the Janie's Girls stamp set, and this little set of washi tape, and it's got some really cute red and white patterns on there. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is stamp this image. This is the sad little girl, and I'm going to have it say Missing You. I've got her on my acrylic block here. I'm going to do it with the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. This is a dye-based ink. And the reason I'm using this ink is because I want to color it in with Spectrum Noir pens, which are alcohol-based. And the dye-based ink will not bleed when I use the alcohol pens on it. This is some ivory colored cardstock. It's an off-white color, just for a change, and I think it matches the paper pack better. Okay, so I've got my image. Now time to color her in. Okay, so I'm going to start by coloring in the rose on her hat, or whatever this flower is. And this is using a pretty dark red. This is from the red set of the Spectrum Noir pens. And it's the darkest color in it. It's DR7. And I'm just going to leave a few spots uncolored and come in with a little bit lighter shade. I'm going to use DR1. I think that stands for dark red one. Come in here again and go over the parts that I just colored a little bit, and also the parts that I haven't colored, and it gives it a little more dimension, a little more shading and blending there. Great. So I'm going to go ahead and finish coloring the image so you don't have to watch the whole thing, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm all done coloring, and I used quite a few different Spectrum Noir sets. I used the reds, browns, pale hues, warm grays, greens, and yellows. And on the shadow here, this is from the warm gray set. I believe it's the lightest color in the set. And that just gives her a stable kind of surface to sit on. And then I have my blank white card here. This is 6.5 inch by 5 inch card. I cut this into a square. This is a 4 1/8 inch square. And what I'm going to do first is ink the edges of the square using a cosmetic sponge and the same ink I used to stamp, just for consistency's sake. So I just dab my sponge into the ink pad lightly and dab it onto the edges of the piece here. Okay, so I've also made this piece, which is just Missing You, and then I inked the edges. And let me see how wide this is. 1 inch, 1 1/8 inch wide. And I just did it about 4 1/4 inches long, but I want it to kind of go off the card like this. So before I put these on the card, let me set this aside. And I'm going to mat them on some of the red paper from the Noted paper pack. Okay, so I matted the pieces on red, and so far I've glued this piece down to the card. And the card is covered with this really pretty kind of old-fashioned words paper. And these words are in French, it looks like. So it's kind of a neat little background accent here. And now I'm going to use my washi tape and kind of dress up the card a little bit I'm going to add my greeting and I'll come back when I'm done. Alright, and I'm finished. So I just used a bit of sheer red ribbon right here under the missing you, and with the washi tapes what I've done is just done several different lengths here, just cutting it at an edge. And the great thing about the washi tape is it is removable, so you can, if you make a mistake, you can always take it off, trim it, adjust it as needed. And then I just did a one long length of the kind of berry print, and then on top of it the narrower houndstooth. So that's going across the bottom. And this is a great quick card to make if you're in a hurry. The only thing that takes a little bit of time is the coloring, but otherwise it's done. So thanks for watching, and please stay tuned for today's savings bundle. First in today's bundle is this really cute set of red and white washi tape, paper tape, trendy tape, whatever you want to call. But these tapes are really popular right now. And each roll is 26 feet long. This one is 5/8 inch wide. This one's about 3/8 inch wide. So you can use those on multiple projects. Next we have the Janie's Girls stamp set. And there are 18 stamps in this set, including 7 main girl stamps. So they're a pretty good size. I'd say about 3 inches tall. So they're really nice for card making, and they have all sorts of different little images and greetings on them. Thank you, oops, missing you. Rainbows only come after the rain. This one's hello friends. So pretty much any occasion you'd like, these can be used for. So that's really great. And then we have the double-sided noted paper pack. And on the package you'll always find, from hot off the press, a scrapbook page and a card idea. And on the back there's a whole spread, really pretty, and there's the card front and inside, matching products. And then this is a really nice image to have of all the papers in the pack, which we'll take a closer look at right now. So there are 12 pieces of paper in the set, and they're double-sided. Let me just show you one of each paper. This one's really pretty. There's so many different layers in this paper. There's the text, and then we have this gorgeous kind of half butterfly layered with some swirls, some scripty text, flourishes, and you can see there's so much going on here, which just makes it a really rich design. On the back of that, a red and black tiny dot. Then we have this all over old-fashioned advertisements and signs, which is really elegant looking. Red and white swirls on the back of that. Then we have a more solid red and a herringbone on the back. This is a black with a tan flourish border here along the side and a little bit along the top here. And we have the kind of a log on the back of that. Kind of a fun grid texture with some more swirls. Then we have the tan scripty writing. And this is great for backgrounds. Looks really neat. Black and tan flourishes and swirls. And finally this really pretty stripe. It's got butterflies, it's got everything, pretty much a little bit of everything in the pack. And on the back of that is a nice kind of textured ivory, kind of parchment looking texture there, so that's really nice. So those are all of the sheets in the set, and that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and join me again next week for another fun project. Have a great week.